Hey, everybody, Scoots. This is going to be a little different than where I pitch for Sleep With Me Plus. These are more questions because I'm going to try to do some listening and see what we can change up about supporting the show and keeping the show going. So if you listen to Sleep With Me like most nights or all night, and you hear the support messages, particularly the intense ones we've been doing since April of 2025 and the mini-sodes, I'd love to know what kind of goes through your mind. If you're a regular listener, is it like, I'll do it later? Or is it something like someone else has it covered? Or is it like, I don't want to think about this right now. I'm trying to go to sleep. And you don't have to answer these questions. But if you do, and there's other questions this is a whole thing. I'm trying to listen and figure out, so if you're like a regular listener and you've never supported the show and you didn't already fill out a survey that's like, I'm not going to support the show or I can't support the show. So if you're in that middle, you could let me know the answers to those questions at sleepwithmepodcast.com/listen. Or not. But yeah, that's sleepwithmepodcast.com/listen. I'm here to listen to you. Thanks.
This show is supported by Odoo. When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
Every idea starts with a problem. Warby Parker's was simple. Glasses are too expensive. So they set out to change that. By designing glasses in-house and selling directly to customers, they're able to offer prescription eyewear that's expertly crafted and unexpectedly affordable. Warby Parker glasses are made from premium materials like impact-resistant polycarbonate and custom acetate. And they start at just $95, including prescription lenses. Get glasses made from the good stuff. Stop by a Warby Parker store near you.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the podcaster that's here to keep you company and take your mind off stuff, to be your friend in the deep, dark night. A podcaster that forgets what he's talking about, mispronounces what he forgets what he's talking about, what he doesn't know. But I know, here's the things I do know, seriously. I'm here to help keep you company in the deep, dark night because I know how it feels I have trouble, with trouble sleeping. I might not know exactly what you're going through, but I think probably one of the many, many people listening can relate to it if I can, or at least how it feels. And you deserve a good night's sleep, but you deserve a bedtime where you can get some rest. So I really hope I can help with that. This show is a little bit different, so it does take a couple tries to get used to. And it doesn't work for everybody. But I hope it works for you. Give it a few tries, see how it goes. That's just what most people say. It's here to be a friend in the deep, dark night, to keep you company. Kind of like a boring bedtime story, but in the sense of hey, you call someone, you say, hey, just talk to me for a while and keep me company. I'm not going to listen to you. That's the essence of the show, a friend in the deep, dark night. So I'm so glad you're here. I really appreciate it. I'll just give you the structure coming up. We've got some sponsors. That's what enables us to put the show out twice a week for over an hour for free. So that's just what makes it possible. Then there's a support for listeners and stuff around the show, communities around the show. Then there's a long meandering intro, which is separate from the support. And the long meandering intro is meant to introduce you to the podcast, but also ease you into bedtime as you get ready for bed and you start to wind down. Then there's some more support tucked in there, and then we'll cover an episode of the Great British Bake Off, Bread Week, I believe. But you don't need to have watched the show. It is so soothing. People baking bread. And I guess it's a competition, but it doesn't feel competitive. It's actually not. The people are kind of competing just to do their best. They're competing against bread in general. and so many different kinds of bread I had no idea about. So really enjoyable stuff. Perfect for a sleep podcast. So I'm glad you're here. I really appreciate, this is the very beginning of the show, huh? So yeah, thanks for coming by. And here's how we're able to do it for you for free twice a week. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots. If you are hearing this message and you support the podcast on Sleep With Me Plus, you pay for the podcast, you should not be getting this message. It means you're listening to the ad-supported version of the podcast. And here's what I want. I want to make sure you're getting the ad-free versions of the show, because you get ad-free full episodes. You get ad-free story-only episodes on the same day the full episodes come out. You also get bonus stuff. You get episodes super early or a little bit early. If you're a Boar Friend or Boar Best, you get those all-night, all-intro versions. But if you're listening to this version, you don't have access to that for some reason. So please send me a message through our website, the contact form on our website, so I can help you get everything set up. Because I don't want you missing out on that stuff you're paying your hard-earned money for. But plus, if you listen all night long, if you fall asleep fast, all the versions of those episodes, they're a lot better for all-night listeners. They're a lot better for people that fall asleep fast. So let me help you get everything set up. Send me an email through the contact form on our website so I can help. Thanks. All right, everybody, Scoots here. We're talking about Bread Week. Make a great bread for bed. Season or collection 7, episode 3. And it starts with Noel, who's on the phone with someone. He's wearing a shirt. What do we say? That's a red with kind of gold ribbon print, but then also, what is that? Cheetah print, over the, flap of the chest, pockets. What do you call that? Pocket flap and the wrists. And Noel's saying, hey, I bring something unique to the show. And I tell jokes and I wear one-off fashion shirts. But then Sandy has the same. He's talking to his mom, too, by the way. Then Sandy shows up. She's wearing the same shirt as him. And so is Prue's wearing a lighter version of it and kind of a rose. And then Paul opens his jacket. He's wearing a green version. Paul's pretty pleased with himself. So it was somewhat of a surprise, I think. And he says, that's my thing, man. Like, what's up with that? What do we got? Same shirts. Then we go for the Bread Week sequence, the preview sequence. Bread's getting chunked. People are not, people are under, they're saying, oh boy, this bread, my temperature's rising, but this bread is not. Overthinking it, doing bread cuts or something. Chewing the fingernails, pacing, and that's just the teaser for the episode. Then we have the opening, and after the opening, we have walking in, talking heads, bread, painting, Munk, what's your favorite food? Helena loves bread, but doesn't make it often. Michael's has bread dread. Amelia makes a great bread pun. I'm here to prove myself. And Henry's only been learning it over the past 4 days. So then the judges and Noel and Sandy come out. Sandy's got a nice sweater on with like a heartbreaker sweater. And tiny crouton. Something written on a tiny crouton. Paul's bread, Paul's a big bread man. And then they have to make a filled tear and share loaf. It could be sweet or savory. No pressure. Flavors and fillings are up to you. With 3 hours, ready, set, bake. Yeast, it's got to be yeasted too. Phil says bread. People are talking about breathing deeply. Tear and share is not as simple as you think, Paul says. Bruce says it's got to be big, yeasted dough, and filled with something delicious. Paul says keep it simple, good flavors, good base, and they'll do well. But if it gets more complicated, it could be a problem. Henry's working with charcoal. He doesn't want to get it on his jumper or his clothes. Then he's making a cake for his dad, Simon. Humongous homemade cakes. There's some alliteration. He also likes wielding another set of blades in a local park, rollerblades, chicken and pesto tear and share, checkerboard, brioche bread, sesame seed, black olives. And his parents said it was all right. And he says, yeah, my mom's a harsh critic. And Paul says, I can relate. Nice to meet you, mate. Henry laughs that he got a handshake, but it wasn't related to his food. And for packing powerful flavors into the first prove, seaweed from Pembrokeshire, cheese night in Welsh, nos and cause. Cheese goes well with that. That's Michelle, highly accomplished baker, Welsh cheese and Welsh rugby, especially when their son's playing. So cheesy taste of home, tear and share, pancetta pear, black garlic, walnut truffle, and fruit compote. So doing a Welsh theme. And Sandy says, are you Welsh? Hardy har har. Michael's a little further afield. Flavors in the south of India, Kerala, and it's kind of an invented recipe. Michael also is a fitness instructor, his day job in Warwickshire. Helps him burn off those bread calories, it says. A red and white Keralan star bread, chili, coconut chutney. Prue says, can you go easy on the chili, please? They're all laughing, and the judges are getting more chili. Chili and manchego cheese tear and share. That's Rosie, so Spanish. We see Rosie's pets since she's a vet, and that she uses equipment from work in her bakes. Spicy red chilies, Mediterranean vegetables, balsamic reduction, red onions, garlic. They say it's a brioche dough, so it looks wetter than normal. She says, don't worry, it'll be light and buttery. Tried it with other doughs, wasn't as nice. Paul says, interesting. So, oh boy, we're watching. Now we got a kneading sequence, so we're watching everybody knead. Bacon bread. Still learning everyone's names. Michael asks Noel to juggle his dough, and he says, yeah, I can. You have to juggle if you're a comedian. He laughs. Everybody laughs. 10 minutes to knead it for focaccia. That's Phil. My family heritage from Italy. Grazie, grazie. Phil eventually, his family settled in Essex, where he's lived all his life with his 2 daughters and his wife, Angela. Focaccia, tear and share, garlic, herbs, parsley, rosemary. He says, I'm a sweet guy. I do like a bit of cake. He goes, but I could guess savory stuff too. Now we got to prove the proving section. Things go in proving drawers to ferment. They explain how that works. It's got to double in size, hopefully. If it goes too much, though, it'll collapse. And now we got Amelia, Steph, Henry, all working. Pesto corner, Henry says, between him and Steph. Steph is pounding the treadmill in trainers, but also working one of 3 part-time jobs, selling trainers. Those are sneakers in the U.S. Star-shaped Parmesan, some dried tomato, star, tear and share. She says, this is going to taste better than shop-bought pesto. Then we move to a Neapolitan classic, a little bit different though. Priya, pepper, onion, almost pizza-ish. Priya loves pizza. Likes to serve. Extended family get-togethers that she bakes for. We see one of them. This sounds delicious. Smoky jalapeno tear and share with smoked paprika, cheese. But Prue says, how much jalapeno? She says, well, I made it for my dad, but he eats a lot, so I've cut it down. As I've moved away from my parents, I've put less spice in the food. Then Amelia's doing spice, harissa paste, chorizo, onions, peppers, and garlic, frying it up. It's got a kick, but it's tasty. And we see Yorkshire lass Amelia loves to source local produce for her bakes. Her brunch chair and chair is laden with punchy flavors. And Noel says, "You worried about bread week?" And she goes, "Yeah." And he says, "Yeah, Paul's thing is bread. Have you seen his chest? His torso is like a baguette." He goes, "Sometimes I think of him as bread." How much time we got left? Halfway through, we see everybody really working hard. Juggle proving versus baking time. But if you don't get it right, your bread will be too small. Everybody's talking to themselves, trying to stay positive. Phil's looks the right size, so the bread's coming out proving now. Double in size for Helena. Roll it in a rectangle, fill it and roll it. Michael's patting some stuff on here so his dough's not soggy. He doesn't want to be underproofed, undercooked, overkneaded, wet, bad. Paul's staring at him. Henry's got his chicken stuffing. Rosie's doing the cheese, manchego cheese, caramelized peppers and onions. Phil's folding his pancetta into his, and Michelle's putting walnuts and pancetta on hers. Steph's is like a little bit of a pizza, but it's it's like Parmesan something. Maria's sealing up her tear and chair. Baklava flavor. That is, Alice. She talks about how she's a geography teacher from Essex, but her parents are dentists, so she doesn't eat much sweets. Teenage rebellion with sweet tooth would Paul approve. And honey, orange blossom, spices, and nuts. Bruce says, "Well, but that can be so sweet. Maybe with the bread dough, will that tune it down?" Alice says, "Well, I do have a sweet tooth. David's making cinnamon rolls. He loves them. So do I. And he's doing it simple." He goes, "But then it has to be perfect." We also see him not making inedible items he has to bake. He's a potter. He's a potter. Twisted bread rosettes, vanilla buttercream, brandy-soaked fruit. Paul's never heard of buttercream on a cinnamon roll. He laughs. But I would say I'd go for it, man. I like it. Elena is also doing a cinnamon roll. She's doing traditional American style. She goes, "I love them for breakfast. Make them at night and then wake up, put them in the microwave. Delicious." She lived in Las Vegas. That's when she liked American bakes. Now she lives in Leeds with dog Cato, husband Will, daughter Flora. Cinnamon and pecan tear and share. Toasted pecans, cream cheese, very gooey. And Bruce says, "Am I going to need a fork and maybe even a bib? It will be messy." Alice is trying to keep hers tight because it's baklava. Elena's cutting hers, loads of cinnamon. David's working on his. So it's kind of like the sequence one. Everybody's shaping their things. Never made a tear. I don't make much stuff like this. This is like with too much, got stuff getting folded together, put together, putting in to get cooked. We do have a little hint that Amelia says mine are going to be different sizes. So impressed. This stuff has 3 different jobs. And everything goes back in the proving drawer again after it's shaped for its second rise. Then we see the outside of the tent. Noel's pretending he has bread legs with boots, real boots. Henry says, "My proving drawer is like a sauna." So yeast is working. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I don't know. Timing's critical, Sandy says. Steph's chewing, maybe not chewing her nails, but, she's showing her. Alice is trying to talk herself down. I totally know what I'm doing. Everybody's, so while they're waiting, there's tense, intensity. Helena pulls hers out, then Amelia, then Phil. And people start taking theirs out. Okay, well, no one, at this point, everything's looking pretty good. Rosie's is already Oh, Rosie's looks baked, but it isn't. Now it's out of the proving drawer. Noel's voice broke at the end. Everybody laughs at that when he says something. I'm so emotional. So everybody starts their baking process, 170 degrees, 30 minutes, a lot of 30 minutes. They say, okay, now we got to chill. Some people lay down in front of their oven. Some people sit. So it's like a little bit of a sequence where it's like watching. Should I watch it? Should I not watch it? Yeah, Michael says, I'm going to lie down or sit here and watch. Maybe I'd take a snoozy snooze. Helena says, maybe, yeah, have a nap, a siesta, not stare at it, or what? Phil's watching. Come on, balls. Cook nicely. Get outside of the tent shot, watching everybody, and everybody's trying to be entertained or entertain themselves, stay calm. Oh, Amelia does not like cheese, so she can smell somebody's cheese. And then Noel has a bread hat on. Same thing you tried to use earlier. They had in boots he's wearing on his head now. Helena's like, maybe I'm going to cook mine better so they're not undercooked for Paul. So that's another little teaser. And Rosie's a little worried. Michelle's aren't ready. Okay. Henry's like, how long? 5 minutes. So everybody starts getting theirs out. David's like, I think mine are done. Amelia's out. Henry's, Phil, Michael's. Michael's looks very fancy. So is Priya's. Rosie's like, mine looks a little pale. Steph's looks good. Phil's looks good. Alice looks good. Most of them look good. Henry's is like more like buns, but it looks good. Rosie's trying to flip hers. Amelia's flipping hers. And Amelia's like, okay, the bottom, Amelia and Rosie are like the bottoms look good. Oh, maybe not. Rosie makes a face. Then they start icing. Noel says, Paul's like a ballet dancer when he's doing that baking. Light on his feet. A little distracting, like Fred Astaire. Everybody's trying to cool theirs with fanning and decorating, putting it, fancying it up, as they say. Whoa, David's buttercream, man. David, you could put buttercream on my cinnamon roll. I mean, for sure, I'd try. I mean, I'd love to try it. And then I'll have every flavor of cinnamon roll. Breakfast things like that, coffee, cake, cinnamon rolls, that's my thing, man. One of them. Okay, Phil, everybody's, so they get, they're done, time's up, and we have everybody sitting at their stations, tear and share, Henry's first, judgment of Paul and Peru, and there you go, Henry's face, okay, black and white works, dramatic and nice, they cut it up, you can taste the pesto, but hard to taste anything else, Bruce says. Paul says it's a bit bland. I don't like it. I don't know how you managed to do that. Paul likes Steph's. Color's lovely. It's bone dry. I said if you would have been a few minutes earlier, you would have been laughing. Pesto's good, but it's overbaked. Rosie. Prue thinks it's heaven. I like it soft, like the flavor. Could eat a lot of it. Flavor's fantastic. Thank you. Alice. Quite attractive, Paul says. But dry, overbaked slightly. Like the flavors, delicious. Then Amelia, and they say they're irregular in size. One's massive, this one's minute, a bit thrown together. Let's see, hearty with the chorizo. Prue, it's so spicy, she coughs. And Amelia says, that wasn't my intention. She says, it's delicious, got a kick to it. Paul says, you should have chopped everything up smaller. There's too much going on. Big on flavor. Then we go to David's. Paul says, interesting texture. Prue says, that too doughy, Prue says, yeah. But cinnamon sugar's good. Dried fruit needs to be more. Baked's perfect. Then Helena. They say there's no tear and share because it's totally frosted. And they say, well, you get messy because it is more like a cake. So actually they do have her on technicality, but it's like an American cinnamon roll, but overbaked. And she says, yeah, I was afraid it would be underbaked. And they both laugh. Then we go to Michelle's, no sun cause, bit messy, rustic, cheesy, like the texture. Then there's black garlic and, well, that one's nice too. Truffle oil, baked well, nice ideas. And then they go to Phil. This is like a focaccia tray, like homemade bread like you'd want to eat. Bruce says, flavors are beautiful, nice flavors, nice loaf that. And Bria also has 2 dipping sauces, very cheesy, loads of flavor and texture. Beautifully baked, overproofed though. Otherwise, tastes lovely. Well done. Michael's just looks so fancy. It's like the colors, very clever, very pretty. Nice bake. Looks tasty too. Bruce starts to eat like the coconut. Coconut works well. A kick from the chili is good. Love the red circle. He gets a handshake. And he's stunned. Everybody collapses. Everybody's happy for him. And he goes, I like that. I'll tell you why. I never had anything like it. It's special. And Michael says, I got the first handshake. My mom's going to cry. Can't wait to tell her and all my friends. So he's very happy. He feels like, okay, Paul Hollywood liked my bread. That's good. I am a baker. Michelle's not looking forward to it. Neither is Michael. They're both stressed. Okay, so we go to the from the signature, shrouded in gingham. Next challenge is a mystery. And in a twist, it's Paul, the bread, the king of bread or whatever, picked it. The bread king, Paul himself. So they say, you two leave. Any words of wisdom? Not as easy as you think, Paul says. So off you go. Competitive dog grooming. So they say, move along. Technical, 8 white burger baps. What is a burger bap? It's 4 veggie burgers inside 4 floury baps, 2.5 hours. On your marks, get set, bake. And everybody says, oh, dear. So a lot of people are like saying, oh, I never made baps before. Bap is like a floury bap. Guess it's like a bun. Michael says, if I can't make it, I'll just buy them from now on. Then Prue and Paul talk. And this isn't easy because you have to develop the gluten. Because if you don't, it'll be cake-like. So a lot of kneading. Got to prove it for a long time, 30 minutes to 40. And burgers are only 90% of it's for the roll because this is bread week and not burger week. Instructions number 1, make a bap or something, make the dough, yeast, salt, flour, water, then vegetarian lard. And Henry's never made it before. Noel says you're more of a, he goes, you're not really a BAP kind of character, are you? And he says, no, what do you think I am? Whole wheat pita bread or whole meal. And then he says, Priya's a crumpet or something. I don't know. He says, oh, let's take that. No, he says, Prue's a crumpet. And he says, please take that out. He goes, this is too weird. Then step 2, knead the dough. So we get to see everybody kneading the dough, different techniques, trying to get it to right, and then prove the dough. So proving it for a half hour, all right. And then they have to make the veggie burgers. Most people have never made them. Priya has, so black beans roughed into a rough mash. You don't want it to be lumpy. People are making different size ones. Should they be big, like fast food, or small, right in the middle? Then they put them in the freezer. Noel does Morse code on a bowl on Sandy's head. she goes, this is pleasurable. And so that becomes a comedy thing where they got back to them and they're doing a game where they're tapping bowls, glass bowls on each other's heads or Pyrex bowls. And genuinely Sandy is laughing. So I liked that. Then they got to shape it into buns. They're doing maths to try to figure out the weight of each bun. Amelia had leftover dough, 7 grams of dough per bun. Should I put 7 grams back in? Don't want them to be too small, but that's still less than 10% sodded, only less than 10%. Then you got to flatten them, quite a pert bun. Then you got to prove them again to 10 to 20 minutes. Priya can't find her proving bag. Noel goes through her purse, or a purse, a yellow purse, takes some lipstick and says, I'm going to sell it. Hour and 10 left, so everybody's trying to balance their proving. Half hour left. Babs to prove. People are starting to check. Some have gone up more than others. Have they changed? Then you got to flour, dust with flour and bake them. Go in the oven. Henry says, please do good things. 12 minutes to bake, 8 minutes to bake. I don't know. Let's see. How do you tell if they're done, if they're lighter color? Then they fry the burgers, cook until browned. But their cooked burger color are ready. Then everybody's checking their thing. Hey, when do I know these are done? What do they think? Like, is this the right size bun? And they come out. Everybody's like, whoa, boy. And some people's are different size than their burgers, but at this point, there's 5 minutes left. So assembly begins, or building them, cutting the rolls. They really make good burgers. All of their burgers are very, with the, like, lettuce and the tomato. Then Amelia's like, I knew it. I was wrong. I shouldn't have said sodded at 10%. And they start putting them together. They look really good, different things. And the time is up. There's 4 empty baps and then 4 baps with veggie burgers. And this is the, one where they don't know whose is whose. So let's see if I can get the names right. Steph is first. They're all the same. Could have been wider, some height. Chewy. Bun good. Burgers, a nice blend. Quite like it. Helena. Quick look, breaking down. Not a great mix. Nice flavor. Burgers nice. Number 3, Rosie. Burger's too big for the buns, irregular. Nice flavor, though. Not very tasty, the burger. Phil, buns are too dark, tight inside. Crumbly burger. Then Alice, underproved, and burger's too big for the buns. David, nice size. Open, nice roll, quick taste, nice, not bad burger, very nice. Amelia, massively underproved, quite doughy. I really like Amelia, so it's hard to like. Burger's the wrong size, a lot of chili in there. Then Michelle, too chewy, well-flavored burger, nice color. David, small, Michael, sorry, then Priya, rolled up well, 2/3 structures, not bad. Like the burger. Henry liked the look, massive though, right shape. And this is what you're looking for. Nice roll. Bun fits over burger, hooray. All around nice. So then they rank them. Amelia, Phil, Rosie, Helena, Alice, is that right? Yeah, Phil, too small, overcooked. Then they go to Rosie next, 9th, Helena 8th, Alice 7th, Michael 6th, Michelle 5th, Priya 4th, Steph 3rd, and maybe needed to change the size. Then David, bit tight but good. And in first place is Henry. Very good burger bun. I think it's his first time even making them. So then they do talking heads. Henry's happy. And Amelia's like, I can't believe I made that 10% mistake. I have to do well now. Got to do something tomorrow. Tons of burgers. And then we see the outside twice. And we see to walk towards the tent, into the tent, jackets on, jackets off, bibs on. Okay, Star Baker. There's a group at the bottom. Amelia, Rosie, Alice. It's going to come down to Showstopper. 2 people going home? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, then they go back. We see Henry's breathing. Welcome back. Time for the Showstopper. Create a display of artistically scored loaves. It's themed, it could be woodland floor, oak leaves, acorns, squirrel, whatever it is. It must be 2 impressively sized loaves. It's really about the scoring decoration. Best thing since what? We don't know. On your 5 hours, I think. On your mark, get set, bake. Michael's not confident. Stress will be evenly spread over 5 hours. 5 hours sounds like a lot, but got to create a bunch of loaves, knead them, prove them. And, of course, scoring of the bread. Amelia says, I don't score bread. Paul says, yeah, it's tricky. Or Bruce says that because you got to cut it so when it rises in the oven, you might have to open up, to look decorative, but not just open up. Tricky, skillful stuff. And just 2 large loaves is not going to be enough because you got to make multiple breads. So dough won't take long, but you can't keep everything. So you have to stagger everything, Amelia says, so you're proving and some in the oven. Timing. All or nothing, David says. Go big or go home. So David's doing a trio of African masks in different colors, a deep sourdough flavor. And he's like, I researched how to do it quickly, more yeast, which can create tears. So not really conducive, Paul says, to doing something delicate like this. Henry's is doing a forgasse, some kind of quick bread. Distinctive decorative holes, but also some hearty rye breads. A lot of rye breads. I love rye bread. Forgasse. Corn ear patterns, lightly score it. Paul says, but that's not a lot of heavy scoring. Then Alice is kneading. Get your guns pumping, Phil says, like a workout. And then Noel hits one of Michael's pieces of dough they juggled earlier. So then we have the first round of dough is getting shaped and proved. That should take an hour, number 1. Then everybody goes right back to work. Alice is going to taste like stuffing. Hers global bread, beetroot, walnut, Union Jack, poppy seeds, coriander, rye, garlic, and rosemary. It sounds delish. And she says she loves geography. And Noel says, I never met anyone that loved geography. Priya's also doing a tropical theme, flamingo, palm trees, tropical leaves, a hummingbird. That's a plan. A tropical ensemble, Italian seasoning, beetroot, bird boyus, or whatever you say, boyus, but no fake colors. Maybe I'll paint them, though. Priya's doing Steph's also doing muted color combo, hand-tied bouquet. Beetroot, rosemary loaf, whole meat lily, turmeric, breadstick stems. Simple in the approach. It's about the scoring, Paul says. David has a banana as a snack. Then everybody's kind of talking, working. Go to Rosie's exotic bread safari. Elephant, giraffe, lion, sun-dried tomato lion, because that's my thing, animals. Fauna from a savanna, turmeric, coriander, beetroot chili. She says, I've never been on a real safari, but I went on a local safari park. Michael's also celebrating Mediterranean, Italy, a Mediterranean campfire. So smoked garlic, Parmesan, black onion seeds, charcoal powder. Noel says, how's that handshake? Should we recreate it? Or you still got adrenaline from it? Noel's making jokes about Paul. Michael's not the only one working on something. Helena, continued commitment to all things spooky. Every day's Halloween. Every bake is Halloween. This is Halloween. So lava stone rolls, pumpkin bread, pumpkin-shaped stuff, cauldron. She also has laryngitis, so then Noel does a Geordie accent and a Scottish accent, talking about Baps, everything's, so then the first Bruce coming out, everybody's like, okay, it's looking good, trying to shape their doughs. And Phil's doing a winner's wreath, a victory wreath, applewood smoked cheese, parsley, sage, and thyme. And, I got to score it, got to taste good, look good, hoping to tick both boxes. Michelle's baking a whole bunch of breads, 2 loaves, a tree, a flower, a hedgehog, a snail, a butterfly, some ladybirds, and some bumblebuds, all in our garden. So, it's all rye, quite dense, chewy, and doughy. But I love it. I hope Paul likes it. Millie's also doing garden life on a micro level. Caterpillar. She's got drawings of its shape, a butterfly and a cocoon. Caterpillar transformation, matcha powder, beetroot powder, garlic breadsticks. She says, I don't know the science of bread, but you really don't know what's going on until it's baked. Now it's time to start scoring their first loaves, I think, before they go in the oven. People are talking about their nerves. Don't overthink it. Priya's got different drawings set out too. So Priya starts, then Alice. Everybody's hands are shaking. Henry's hands. You don't want to go too deep or too shallow. Some people have dusted their doughs. So this is I guess if you're a freehand drawer, Rosie's giraffe is like, wow, like it really, talk about, then Priya's doing designs, David's designs look good, Alice is doing earth shape or, leaves for Michelle. So everybody's digging in, working hard, scoring. Henry's questioning his move. Do me proud, little peacock. So this will be about 35 minutes, because now we're talking about the time pressure of balancing all these different times. Everybody's trying to figure out what to do next, what to do in what order. Some people have breadsticks. People are watching their oven, making sure their color, checking the scoring and the definition. Maybe too deeply. One of David and Michael's have opened up a lot. David's split a lot. Noel has a tiny egg and a giant egg. One for him, one for Sandy. 2 hours left. And the second proof ends nice and stretchy. Next bout of scoring. Millie can't find her scorer. Oh, I found it. Sandy says, I better not stick around here. Okay, so then the next round of scoring is going on. More scoring stress. People are like, at least, because you could have scored and it'll deflate, so that wouldn't be good. Dough goes in you got to get that dough in the oven in minutes. Earlier batches come out. They look good. Okay, does that look like the world doesn't look too bad? Okay, well, I'm happy with it. Pumpkins are green, so then one of Henry's is stuck to his sheet. David's masks are split, but they look really cool. Like if you ordered it and got it, if it wasn't a competition, he probably would win because they are very artistic. Amelia's not sure if her bread's cooked all the way. Last things go in the oven. The final batch is, Helena's doing one of hers in a cast iron pot. Great humidity, crispy crunchy crust. So about a half hour. Henry's trying to depaper his breads. And some people are painting. Michael, Priya, Michelle. Henry's like, okay, well, we got most of the paper off, but Paul's not going to like it. And back at the waiting game, watching the oven. Steph does a yoga squat, which I'm trying to do more of myself. 15 minutes left. Stuff comes out of the oven. Some is this overdone? Is this done right? But everybody's trying to, get moving. And Sandy says, yours looks cool, but I guess it's not. And then same thing with one of Michael's. Is that intentional? Like a rip in time? And 5 minutes, everybody starts doing their, artistic assembly. Phil's just got to stand up like a trophy. So everybody's kind of, bakers, that's the end of your showstopper. And some people are like, David's very worried. Amelia's not sure if hers are cooked. Out of my hands, though. And we see the night sky or evening sky, judgment time. Rosie has to go first. Bread Safari. It sounds like there's a place called Toy Safari where I live. Scoring is very good. A fantastic effect. Elephant, giraffe. I like how you've scored them in a different way. Each one, the lion, dense lines, thinner lines, clever. And they have a gray bread. They say, I've never had a gray loaf before, but could do with more salt. Don't be afraid to add more flavor, but delicious. Very artistic, perfect scoring. Well done. Then Alice, and it's a nice definition, nice looking loaf, clever, recognizable globe. Paul smells it, very nice nuts and seeds, lovely flavor. And they're taking a bite, but could use more seasoning, bit bland. Cuts are good, nice looking loaf. Not too bad, well done. Okay, so she brings hers back. Then we have David's, and his look cool. It's just they didn't turn out how he wanted them. Sort of broken, but brilliant. Almost artistic renderings of stuff. But that wasn't the challenge. The challenge was really good scoring. And then they go into one of his breads. Paul shakes his head. Barely done. Idea was sound enough, but disappointed. Not enough salt either. All style, no substance. And David says, oh. And then Helena, every bread is Halloween. So they say, okay, this is very imaginative and wonderful, fantastic, but you lost some definition in your cuts because you baked them in a pot, huh? Yeah. Could have been in there a little longer, maybe. And test out the bread. Dense old loaf, quite heavy. Only flavors where it's caramelized, and these cuts aren't good enough. More emphasis on the cuts. Henry's up, and they're checking things out. There's paper on here. So that's not good. And this is Vegas, tough. And I've seen more decorative ones, not really conducive to heavy scoring. Then they cut his loaf, and needs more time in the oven, man. More proving, more time in the oven, but nice flavor. Flavor's good. Cuts are a bit ripped, though. It's a shame. Then Steph's up. She gives a big smile. Highly effective. Hasn't blown anywhere. Could have left it in longer. She goes, yeah, I was scared of that. But after yesterday, I was overbaked. And and they start eating it. And rosemary flavoring's good, well-baked, well-proofed, structure's beautiful, love cuts, love design, excellent stuff. Thank you. Then we have Priya up. Hers has got a lot of painting on it, so it looks very beautiful. You can see the cuts, but we want more definition and less painting. More scoring, less painting. And they cut in great structure, actually. Take a bite. Could have been more potent with the flavors. Cuts deeper. Two nice loaves, though. Nevertheless, Phil, they got his winner's wreath. Ingenious. Scoring on laurel leaves. Edge is beautiful. Beautifully baked. And they say, wow, this thing's light, too. Baked well. You got some scoring going on, but not a huge amount. Bread's delicious. So thank you. And Michelle. And let's see, it's effective. Some of your scoring's really neat and beautiful. Like the color on the larger ones, but you lost some definition. Then they start cutting into stuff. Paul takes a bite. Like the flavor, would have liked it crustier. Okay, like it the same. Hedgehog is rye. Stodgy, quite dense. Rye is always going to be, but they taste delicious. Thank you. Then Amelia. And clumsy, you're scoring. No finesse. Man, that's harsh. Design's good. Baking terrible. Oh, dear. Why'd you bring them out so early? They're gone soft. And only one flavor. Needs more color. So they really start asking a lot of questions. And we needed punchier flavors, but they're just criticizing her flavors earlier. Then Michael goes, and one has had a burst quite badly, blew the whole thing out. Another one looks nicer. Overall, image is amazing. Red is attractive. Painting's nice. See, they open it up. Looks good. Nice loaf. Flavor's nice. Bakes are all right. Design's good, but even though the blowout there, and we see everybody's faces mostly frowny. David's stressed. Oh boy, Amelia's stressed. Be gutting, to leave. Brutal, David says. So, not happy campers. And say, okay, let's start with upbeat. Steph was great. This is the table talk. Michael, very good. Went well. Who's at the bottom? Henry's at the bottom. I mean, he won that technical, but Amelia's in trouble. Alice, maybe. Is it possible two people will go home? Could be. So they make a sweat. Then they come out, and Noel gets to give good news this week because I guess it's week 3. Star Baker is, they wait, they pause, they show some Michael. He's surprised and very happy, and everybody's happy for him, which is so cute. Even the judges and stuff. Sandy says this gets tougher and tougher every week. And the person who's leaving us, they show David, Alice, and Amelia, switching between them. Then Sandy, Amelia says, I knew it, gutted. And she knew bread week was going to be tough and to get through it. A lot of kisses for Amelia and hugs. Michael gives her a big hug twice. Sorry to see you go. Henry says, bread can take a height. Al says, I can't believe I made it. Michael says, I'm overwhelmed. I'll try making bread maybe a couple more times, but I'll never score it again. And he laughs. They say, yeah, Michael did great this week. Deserves Star Baker. He goes, I can go home now. Handshake, and I won the week. Tick off. And that's the end of the episode. Pretty nice. Well, I don't know. I was rooting for Amelia, so I mean, it was nice for Michael, who's cool, but yeah. So, but well, the bake goes on. As I don't know who sang that, but the bake will go. The bake off will be great when it's great. Good night, everybody. All right, I want to thank everybody that's been spreading the word on Twitter. Really appreciate it. It's a huge free way to help the show is just spread the word wherever you, have interactions, whether it's online or in person. Let people know about the show. So I want to thank Jess, Faith, and Jen. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Anne, Janine, and Raccoon. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Kendra, Jamie, and Maria. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. How fine, Jim, and Theodore. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Zany, Brian, and Faith. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Sarah, Antonia, and Christina. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Emma, Harry, and Ren. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Robinson, Larry, and Chloe. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. And Paula, Rain, and Luke. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Thanks, everybody, for supporting the show, spreading the word. Sleeping We exists a free podcast because of people that support the show directly or support our sponsors. And we grow as a podcast by, like I said, people just spreading the word, letting people know about the show. Couldn't do it without all of you. Really appreciate it. And here's either Scoots or Tuck You In sponsor that's helped us grow those archives over 500, I think over 550 when I'm recording this. Thanks and good night, everybody.
Museums are more than places we visit on a field trip. Across the country, museums protect our shared history, care for wildlife and collections, strengthen local economies, support job training, and spark curiosity in people of all ages. Right now, you can help make sure museums stay strong for future generations. Museum Advocacy Day is a national moment when people contact Congress to ask for continued support for museums and the federal agencies that fund them. Learn how to take action at aam-us.org and tell your representatives that museums matter to education, to communities, to the economy, and to our democracy.